Hello there, and welcome back to the Varykino YouTube channel. I'm Christy.
And I'm Matt.
We're long-standing Star Wars fans who live and breathe Star Wars every day.
Welcome to another installment of Our Week of Star Wars, a series recapping the Star Wars fun we've had during the past week. First up, we need to talk about the fact that it was Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you last week, of course. Our Star Wars Day kicked off in an interesting way. We had a film crew from Television New Zealand around to our house filming for a live broadcast.
Yeah, this was always a little bit nervous. We've done a few live broadcasts before, but this time we were sort of fully mic'd up to be able to talk to the TV presenters in their studio. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking. We haven't experienced that level of sort of tech before, but it all worked out well in the end. Of course, having a film crew around meant that gave us the motivation to get our collectible displays nice and tidy, ready for filming. So we took the moment to rearrange a couple of our spaces especially in the action figure room. We have some large vehicles that we wanted to shift around so that they were more properly displayed. Predominantly, the Naboo Royal Starfighter now has a proper home. We moved some of our comic books out and sort of rearranged where our Hoth display was to fit everything in better, and we're really happy with the way it looks.
And we even tested out a new display area that we're working on to display all of our Funko collectibles, our Funko Pop vinyl figures. We loaded those up even though that zone's not fully painted, and you can see that on the screen as well.
This has been a little bit of a long project. We dug around all our storage spaces and dug out all of the Funko Pop vinyls that we've been collecting over the years, and it's really fun to see them all together in this space that we are slowly working on. So it was really fun to kind of get a visual sense of how this is all going to look when it's all painted and finished and everything's all fully on display.
I'm excited about that project. It's making use of what was previously just a walk-through zone, but now we've really made use of it to increase our display space that we have available.
We're definitely having to find creative ways of adding more storage and collectible display space for our ever-growing collection. Another little spot that we added to was we got a framed poster on the wall behind our Outlander bar. This one is kind of one of those in-world pretend concert advertisement posters, which we thought fit to the vibe of a Coruscant nightclub bar scene. So that's a fun little addition to that scene.
It's a little bit gimmicky, but I actually really like the colours and the graphics featuring R2-D2 and C-3PO. The other main thing that showed up on May the 4th, of course, was new Star Wars material on Disney+. In the evening, we very much enjoyed watching Volume 2 of Star Wars Visions, the anthology of animated shorts from all around the world. We also checked out Young Jedi Adventures, even though it's targeted at a younger audience, but actually there's some aspects of it that are particularly worth discussing and are quite fun. This series of Visions, I felt, had some, quite a step up in terms of just quality across the entire range of material. Some really enjoyable stories in there and some really fantastic graphics and visuals amongst those stories from around the world.
We really enjoyed Visions Volume 1, but it felt very experimental. We weren't sure what to expect. Volume 2 feels like everyone knows where you can sort of push the storytelling, the artistic styles, and I felt like we got some really fun potentially more sort of Star Warsy feeling stories as well, I think. There were some really cool highlights in these ones. I was really glad to see the likes of Aardman Animation creating a full stop motion segment for their one, and some other ones from studios that I am not familiar with, but I really did enjoy their storytelling. We're definitely going to go back and watch them, and I'm hoping that we see some merchandise from these ones as well. We only got merchandise from 2 of the first volume installments, primarily from the first one and Ronan and the twins. But I think that there's a bunch from this second volume that would make great collectibles. And of course, I really enjoyed the Young Jedi Adventures. As you said, this is targeted more for a younger demographic, but I found the storytelling was quite cute. And I personally love the creatures of Star Wars. I feel like that was a highlight for me in this one. There were a great array of new creatures that they added in here.
So a few features stood out to me in particular. The depth of detail in the background is very in-world and very appropriate for Star Wars. On the whole, it does feel like actual Star Wars content. The characters are actually surprisingly well developed for kids. They actually make sense, and they're fairly consistent in terms of what to expect from them. And of course, this is set in the High Republic era, so it's cool to see Yoda showing up to teach the younglings in the ways of the Force.
Yeah, lots of little Easter eggs in the background, lots of classic Star Wars aliens and creatures and things like that. It was really quite fun. I hope they make more.
We made use of some of the May the 4th sales and product releases, including a bit of a Lego haul that we'll be talking about separately from this video.
In true Lego tradition, they released a number of new sets, and they also had a few Lego sort of free gift with purchases available. So we picked up a couple of the newer sets that we were very keen. We saw a couple of these on display at Star Wars Celebration. So they were definitely on our wish list when they were available locally, because we didn't really want to be lugging Lego boxes home in our suitcases. So we're very glad to pick those up on the May the 4th sort of deal. And we got a couple of the free gift with purchases that we're going to be building here on the channel soon. We missed out on the coin that was available. That one seemed to sell out very quickly here in New Zealand. I don't think they have very many stocks of that, but the main thing that we were really wanting to get our hands on was that neat Lego Death Star, so we're very keen to get that.
Yeah, that's bigger than I thought it was going to be. There's also a miniature X-Wing that comes in the standard polybag size, but that Death Star's boxed. And very impressive.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger in person, so we're very excited to be able to add that one to our collection.
So check out our separate video for that one. A lot of local retailers had some pretty decent discounts on Star Wars products for May the 4th, and we picked up a couple of items from Mighty Ape, including
Diffused t-shirts. This is an international brand, so they're a little bit higher priced, but they do some really cool Star Wars designs. So I was finally able to pick up 2 of their really cool Obi-Wan Kenobi t-shirts from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I got them at a great discount, so I was happy to add those to my collection. I also was finally able to grab the Jar Jar Loungefly backpack from local retailer Toyco that had this one for half off. He's definitely been on my wish list, but I was pretty sure he'd end up on sale locally. So I was very happy to finally add that one to my collection as well.
And knowing that May the 4th was imminent, when we were attending the Christchurch Armageddon Expo, we picked up this giant Star Wars lollipop featuring The Mandalorian from Sweet Rock Candy Artists.
Yeah, we saved that one to enjoy on May the 4th. They always have these fabulous giant Star Wars lollipops in the background, and we decided to treat ourselves for May the 4th. Of course, May the 4th saw Star Wars video games joining in on the fun. In Galaxy of Heroes, the latest addition to the roster of characters was Saw Gerrera. And personally, I finally achieved the milestone of being able to unlock Commander Ahsoka Tano. She's one that I've been working on for a long time. So I'm very happy to add these 2 characters to my roster. Very exciting sort of May the 4th special there.
As well as the usual sort of content we get into in Star Wars The Old Republic, there again was some May the 4th events and bits and pieces that were particularly relevant. There is a free pet for those that logged in on May the 4th, a floating droid called BX-23. They've also got a double XP currently going on in that game. We made use of that to level a few of our more recently created characters. In fact, I created a new character. I've named him Kratar, and he is going to be based on, well, he's going to make use of available Tusken gear. I've got him currently wearing gear that is in-game, but I also took the opportunity to test out on the public test server some upcoming Tusken Raider gear that's based on the Book of Boba Fett Tusken Raiders, and I'm really looking forward to that being available on the main live servers because it looks absolutely fantastic. A lot of the new gear in Star Wars The Old Republic is highly detailed. It's a significant step up from where it used to be, and this set looks particularly good. And I think I might mix it with some of the old gear. It's quite versatile.
It's kind of fun because they haven't really, there's a lot of Tusken Raider stuff in SWTOR, but they haven't ever given us a usable gaffy stick before. So it was the perfect kind of inspiration to create a Tusken character. The gaffy stick is usable by anybody that uses a double-bladed lightsaber because it's a long staff weapon. So you do all these really cool moves with it as well. And I really appreciated the double XP. I created several new characters at the end of last year, and usually leveling up characters all the way from 1 to 80 takes quite a while. So I have got a couple of my newer characters slowly working their way up through the 30s and 40s. The double XP really helps there.
And during the last week, we have uploaded a few new videos on our YouTube channel, of course. Take a look if you're interested in our shopping haul from the Armageddon Expo that took place in Christchurch a little over a week ago. We also are still putting up some Star Wars Celebration Europe content. We put up a video featuring the Bad Batch of voice actors, Michelle Ang and Dee Bradley Baker, on the live stage. It was great. We had really good positioning for that. And it was great to be able to see them up close and hear them perform in their character voices, basically.
I also put out unboxings from the Bounty collection featuring some very cute Grogu figures. And I also unboxed the Micro Galaxy Squadron Yoda's Jedi Starfighter vehicle. That one's a great addition to our collection as well.
I have to say that Yoda Starfighter, it actually looks better. I found it looks better out of the packaging than it did in the packaging. I'm really glad we picked that one up. It displays better when you take it out and discover the features that are actually hidden by the packaging, like the fold-out wings and so forth. But that's it for this week, so thanks for listening to another episode of our Week of Star Wars. We appreciate you taking your time to listen to us.
And stay tuned for another episode next week. And as always, may the Force be with you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, check out our other videos, and subscribe for alerts about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.